Hey y'all, we're back again, and guess what we're using? We're using apples, but we're using Pink Lady this time, and we're going to be making an apple crisp. And you can buy boxes of prepared mixes that you can just pour on the top of your apples, but I'm going to do this gluten-free and non-GMO, no high fructose corn syrup at all in the food. So I took 12 apples, and I'm just going to finish peeling the last of my apples, and I'm putting them in an oval baking dish tonight, and we're going to put it in a 350-degree oven, and I'm cutting my apples thin. Okay, so they basically all the consistency. Try not to have some thick, some thin. Try to get them pretty uniform if you can. And slice about 12 apples, 10 to 12 apples, just depending on the size that you have. But I think this dish is appropriate for the amount of apples that I have. But apples are good for you, and you can do many things with apples. You can make apple bread and muffins and cobblers and crisps and all kinds of wonderful things with them. Remember the old adage, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. So I'm going to cut this last couple apples up. And it's got few ingredients, but I did make, like I said, I made it gluten-free. Got a couple family members that are sensitive to gluten. So we're going to be using Pillsbury Best, it's called, and it's gluten-free, all-purpose flour. It's got a blend of rice flour, potato starch, and pea fiber, tapioca starch, and xanthan gum. Okay, so when you go looking for flours for gluten-free people, a lot of people have sensitive issues. When I was checking out with my apples, the teller there at Walmart said, "Looks like you're a baker." And I said, "Yeah, I'm going to be making some apple crisp, and I've got to do it from scratch the old-fashioned way because I can't buy the box mixes that they sell down the aisle here because a lot of my family can't have the high fructose corn syrup, which I'm now off of it too, trying to stay away from it. So I have to make sauces and everything from scratch. So basically, when you go down that aisle, take a look at the flours and experiment with them. I mean, I've used the Pamela one. It's very good for pancakes and for zucchini breads and banana breads and stuff like that. So we've got our apples, 12 apples in this nice oval pan, glass pan. So in here we have 2 tablespoons of cinnamon, 1 whole lemon, and a teaspoon of water. And I'm just going to pour that over my apples and flavor them up. Okay, give them a stir. You're going to coat the apples. You want that lemon juice. So you're going to get the sweet from the Pink Lady. I bought Pink Lady apples for this dish. Earlier we did the caramel apples, and we used the Granny Smith. You can mix them. You can put a few tart ones in here with the sweeter ones. Whatever your choice is of your favorite apple. But this is how it looks. And we're going to use the, you can use what sugar you desire. I have a, this is my apples, how they look. Okay, and the only thing my grandma would do on this, or my mom, would be put a little white sugar and sprinkle it in too. But I think we're going to be sugared enough because we got a cup and a half of the brown. Okay, and it's firmly packed. So push it in your cup and get it down. So we have that. And then we're going to have, break that up, that's the dark brown. You can use cane sugar if you're a fan of that. It works. Your crisp is going to come out, and you can serve it with ice cream. You can serve it with fresh creams. You can serve it with the Cool Whips, whatever. Okay, now I'm going to put in old-fashioned rolled oats, okay? Non-GMO, basically oat, so there's no gluten. So put those in. The flour, I showed you the flour. It's gluten-free all-purpose flour. It's by Pillsbury Best. And it's going to be a cup of that, okay? So we're making our topping. You're making a crisp topping that's going to cook on top of your apples. So see what we're doing here? We are mixing it. We're combining the flour and the oats and the sugar, okay? And we're going to give it that crumb, very good topping. And who's had that old-fashioned crumb toppings for all of your cobblers, your peach cobblers, which I do a killer peach cobbler too. It's real easy. This one's very easy too. Now you're going to add more cinnamon to the top, which is going to be 2 teaspoons. To give it that cinnamon. Who doesn't like cinnamon flavor? I just love it, so you can't get enough of that. So we'll mix it in. And then we're going to nutmeg. That's 1 teaspoon of nutmeg going in. And I know you guys are going to be experimenting with pumpkin pies, and it's fall. It's September, and you see the leaves coming down, and the Lord gave us seasons, and here in Michigan we're just going to enjoy. Just make sure you get, when you do your topping crumb mixture, you kind of get the sugar, make sure it's blended and broken up, okay? Last thing that we need to add is 1/8 teaspoon of salt. We're balancing out. Remember, our sweet and our sour, okay? Sweet and salty. Mix it in. That's our dry ingredients. Now we're going to add our butter and get rid of these apples. If I had chickens, that would be perfect. But I don't have chickens. But they would love to eat those apples. But let's, we're going to cut this in. Then we're going to use 1.5 sticks, which will make you 3/4 of a cup. And let me see if I have a I don't know where I put it. The pastry blender. Where are you? Okay, well, I'll show you what to do if you can't find your pastry blender like me. I don't know where I put it. Okay, so I'm just going to take a small spatula and I'm just going to cut it in. Okay, and you're going to work it in. Something like Grandma used to do. You want to cut it in small pieces and chop and mix and chop and mix. You're just blending it in so the butter is going to go throughout when it's baking. It's going to go into 350 degree oven, I think for 35 to 40 minutes, depending on your oven. You're going to have to watch it. You'll see it get golden brown on top and starting to get crispy, and that's what you're going to want, okay? Then put a pot of coffee on, make a pot of tea, whatever you guys enjoy. Enjoy those apples, they're coming in. So I'm just chopping this in like I would with a pastry cutter. And my rolled oats are standing up. They're going to be perfect. Okay, so basically, here we go. I'm going to take, put it all in. Okay. We've got a lot of crumb topping here. So, we're going to level it off. And the butter's going to go everywhere in between the apples, and it's going to be absolutely marvelous. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and put this in my oven, and I'm going to bring you back in about 35 to 40 minutes depending on my oven, but it looks and smells wonderful with the nutmeg and the cinnamon, and you're going to love the crisp. So get yourself a bag of apples and do some experimenting with your apple crisp. I'll see you back here in a few minutes.